Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Gaza Goji YT. And ever since the submissions for the Sky Hybrid War were closed at the beginning of this year, it was very clear that Sky Hybrid content on YouTube has diminished significantly. And so, today I will be bringing back the Sky Hybrid Spark by challenging arguably the most powerful Sky Hybrid to have ever been created, Zephyrdrakos, Akira's aerial doppelganger that manifests in 500 kilograms of pure muscle, covered in toxic feathers and equipped with highly advanced sensory tools and very strong weapons, including devastating jaws, powerful talons, and a deadly beak. A powerhouse amongst powerhouses, whose reign over the skies has went unnoticed for way too long. And today, I will be putting an end to Zephyr's reign by creating the brand new, most powerful Sky Hybrid in the entire Sky Hybrid War. So without further ado, let's begin. The first genetic contributor to my hybrid's genome is Zephyrdrakos Sambella. This will be my hybrid's base genome, because of course freaking is, why the heck would it not be? As its large size and powerful body build, which contributed to it being the largest and strongest flyer to have ever graced the skies of this planet, make for a very solid foundation to lay our groundwork on. The second genetic contributor to my hybrid's genome is the Raptor Tiny, which will provide two major augmentations. The first one being at the level of the head, as we'll be altering the entire skull structure of the Zephyrdrakos, replacing its powerful beak with strong jaws covered in sharp teeth designed for cutting, slicing, and ripping flesh from bone. And the second contribution will be at the level of the legs, as we'll be taking its leg structure for better terrestrial locomotion and more efficient takeoff, as well as its large sickle-like claw, which will be used for pinning and piercing prey. The third genetic contributor to my hybrid's genome is the Harpy Eagle, which provides a myriad of benefits. Starting with the head, it provides heightened predatory intelligence, its facial disc for warranting larger attachment points for jaw muscles, as well as enhanced vision and hearing, coupled with stronger neck muscles for better supporting its large head and fueling its powerful bite. Secondly, at the level of the torso, it provides its significantly stronger chest muscles, which will prove important for its ability to fly. And lastly, at the level of the legs, it helps reinforce the leg musculature from the Raptor and provides its foot anatomy, granting my hybrid its crushing grip strength that can break bone, as well as its large talons that work in tandem with the sickle-like claw for grappling and piercing prey. The fourth genetic contributor in my hybrid's genome is the Hyacinth Macaw, which helps boost my hybrid's intelligence to the roof, provides its large hooked beak at the tip of my hybrid's snout for shearing flesh and cracking bone, as well as its specialized tongue that helps it bite through spiky or quill defenses. The fifth genetic contributor in my hybrid's genome is the Vampire Bat, which you all probably know what I'm adding this for, namely its highly advanced immune system, stronger forelimbs, and its wing anatomy for superior aerial maneuverability without sacrificing its ability to soar, and its thermal energy sensors that work in tandem with anticoagulant saliva that can drain Zephyr's energy during the fight by continuously bleeding him out, especially since Zephyr's genome doesn't seem to include any contributors that boast extreme toxin resistance. The sixth genetic contributor in my hybrid's genome is the swallow-tailed kite, which provides its unique tail feathers that work in tandem with the bat wings for superior aerial maneuverability. The seventh genetic contributor to my hybrid's genome is the honey buzzard, which makes up the first half of my hybrid's defenses by providing its interlocking feathers, thick skin, and decent venom resistance. The eighth genetic contributor to my hybrid's genome is the Brazilian porcupine, which makes up the second half of my hybrid's defenses, as it will be used to harden the feather quills of the honey buzzard, providing an even stronger yet still very lightweight set of armor. However, it should be noted that this hardening will not be applied to the tail feathers of the swallow-tailed kite. Furthermore, using precise gene editing, the iron in its enamel will be used to reinforce the beak, wing claws, talons, and two extra body parts that will be revealed later on. The ninth genetic contributor to my hybrid's genome is the Virginia opossum, which, as you could guess, will be used for its LTNF, or lethal toxin neutralizing factor, granting my hybrid insane venom resistance. The 10th genetic contributor in my hybrid's genome is the New Caledonian crow, which will be used to further boost my hybrid's intelligence to a whole new level. The 11th genetic contributor in my hybrid's genome is the white bellbird, which, in case you did watch my latest episode of Diablosaurus Titans vs the Great Hybrid War, and if you didn't, go check it out after this video, then you probably know what I'm adding this for, namely its sonic attack, which will prove to be one of its most important assets in its fight against the Sky Dragon. The 12th genetic contributor in my hybrid's genome is the Malay chicken, which will provide its biological earplugs for protecting my hybrid's ears whenever it uses its sonic attack, as well as its larkspurs, which will be coated in iron for protecting its hind limbs during combat. The 13th genetic contributor to my hybrid's genome is the Arabian oryx, which will be utilized for its internal heat resistance for preventing my hybrid from overheating during combat, as well as its large keratinized horns, which will also be coated with iron for protecting my hybrid's neck during combat. The 14th genetic contributor to my hive's genome is the bar-headed goose. Comes straight from the Himalayas, this goose provides oxidative stress-resistant muscles, proportionally larger heart, lungs, and chest cavity, metabolic control, high affinity hemoglobin, and dense capillary in muscles for optimal oxygenation, coupled with high red blood/mitochondrial density, low blood viscosity, gular filtering, and specialized enzymes to facilitate cellular breathing, and so on and so forth, basically turning my hybrid into the ultimate master of stamina. The last genetic contributor to my hive's genome is the black kite, which provides its tendency to hunt using fire. And considering my hybrid's heightened intelligence, it can now get quite creative with how it leverages fire in its hunting style. Now, this particular trait isn't really all that helpful in how powerful it is during combat, but it still serves as a cool little trait for branding purposes. With the genome now complete, I proudly present to you Penifulgens turbine, name meaning the winged blazing tornado, codename SURTUR, height 5.5 meters or 18 feet, length 6.1 meters or 20 feet from beak to tail feather tip, wingspan 12 meters or 40 feet, weight 500 kilograms. Now, let me quickly address the thought you all probably have on your mind right now. How on earth is this thing supposed to fly at 500 kilograms when no other flying animal ever reached that size? And to explain this, let me first explain how SURTUR already hits the 500 kilogram weight mark to begin with. And that comes from three factors. The first factor being the Hatzegopteryx base frame, which already grants him 300 kilograms to work off of. The second factor being the 50 kilograms derived from the hardened interlocking feathers and iron-coated horns, leg spurs, talons, beak, teeth, and claws. And the third and most important factor is the 150 kilograms worth of pure muscle, which are mostly concentrated at the level of the chest and limbs. These body parts contribute to SURTUR's ability to take off effectively, generate enough lift with every flap of its wings in order to raise his body high up in the air, with the stamina adaptations and eternal heat resistance from the goose and oryx preventing him from overheating during this lengthy process, until he reaches a high enough altitude where the wing thermals would work in tandem with its wings at lifting the hive's body in the air, adopting a soaring technique of sorts, allowing him to stay airborne for long term. And also, it's worth mentioning that while SURTUR boasts the wing shape of a bat, it still retains the composition of the Hatzegopteryx wing membrane, allowing it to withstand the forces generated with every flap. Now let's discuss the actual fight, and I think it's safe to say that SURTUR has this in the bag, considering that both of these two are around the same size and muscle mass wise, making them equally as strong. However, SURTUR packs far superior defensive capabilities, including immunity to the batrachotoxins by the hooded pitahui present in Zephyr's genome, although these shouldn't be really taken into account considering that Zephyr can't produce him by himself, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he has those batrachotoxins on him because he'll need them. However, SURTUR also has the ability to perform slightly sharper turns, courtesy of the tail feathers from the swallow-tailed kite, as well as that sonic scream, which can nuke Zephyr's echolocation and force him to spiral out of control as he crashes into the ground, or stun him long enough for SURTUR to land a good bite and letting the anticoagulant saliva do the rest of the job, bleeding him out and draining his energy progressively as the fight goes on, making it all the more easy for SURTUR to take the win. In summary, SURTUR has managed to dethrone the Sky Dragon and become the brand new, most powerful Sky Hybrid in the entire Sky Hybrid War. And with that, we conclude this video. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and be sure to tune in next time for more hybrid content. So until next time, goodbye.